So you're a high-performing leader, but do you ever feel trapped by your own success, almost like you're stuck in a golden cage? Well, today, we're going to talk about breaking out of that cage. We're going to break down how you transform from being the firm's main financial bottleneck into a true strategic platform architect.
I bet this hits home, right? That constant tap on the shoulder, that Slack message, hey, can I buy this? It's not just an interruption, it's a flashing red light. It's a huge symptom of a deeper structural problem in your business. It's a sign that your systems are forcing you to do low-value manual labor when you should be focused on leading.
And this gets us right to the heart of the problem, what I call the $50 bottleneck trap. You know, you're making great money, your GCI is high, but you're still the one who has to personally approve a tiny software subscription or some client gift. Every single dollar has to get your sign-off, and that's what keeps you trapped in the weeds.
Let's be really clear about this. This isn't just an annoyance or a frustration. No, it's a critical weakness in your entire business model. When you are the only person who can approve these small expenses, you've made yourself a single point of failure. It is a guaranteed path to burnout because the platform literally cannot function without you.
So what's the actual cost of all this fragility? I mean, what does it really do to the business? Well, let's put a name to it so we can really understand its impact. We're going to call it the fragility tax.
Now, here's the most important thing to get about the fragility tax. It doesn't show up on your profit and loss statement. It's invisible. It's the hidden cost of all the lost opportunities, the slowed momentum, and your own vanishing capacity. It is the price you pay when your team is financially handcuffed, just sitting around waiting for your permission to go solve problems.
And just look at this. This slide lays out the two different worlds perfectly. On the left, you've got the fragile business, where everything, and I mean everything, freezes the second you try to take a vacation. But on the right, you have a durable platform. That's where the team is empowered, where they can use capital to get things done and maintain the standards. So the real question is, which one of these are you building? Okay, so what's the solution here? How do we fix this? It's as profound as it is simple. You have to delegate the checkbook. Look, real delegation isn't about just offloading a few tasks. It's about transferring real authority, and that absolutely means financial authority. And doing this, well, it requires a pretty fundamental identity shift. You have to stop being the person who does all the work and become the person who designs the system that does the work. Moving from your own manual labor, personally reviewing every single line item, to systemic execution is the only way you're ever going to scale. And this brings us to your new identity. You have a choice to make. Are you going to be the purchasing agent, just bogged down in pre-approvals for every little thing? Or are you going to be the investor who trusts the system they built and just verifies the results later? One of those is basically a glorified bookkeeper. The other is a true platform architect. All right, enough about the why. Let's get into the how. How do we actually do this? The tool we're going to use to make this all happen is called the Spend Authority Matrix. And the process is actually really straightforward. Step 1, just look at the last 5 "Can I buy this" requests you got. That's your audit. Step 2, for those categories, assign a clear dollar limit. Give your team permission to act without you. And step 3, and this is so important, you have to shift your own energy from being the bottleneck before the purchase to simply verifying things after the fact during your monthly review. And here it is. This is the artifact that makes it all real. The key here is this simple little framework called DCE. It just clarifies who owns what. D is for decide. The team completely owns it, like, say, client gifts up to $150. C is for consult. They need your input on it, maybe for marketing spend, but it's not your final call. And E is for escalate. This stuff stays with you. This is your sole authority, like making a new hire. This one simple grid removes all the ambiguity and truly empowers your people. All right, let's bring this all home with a very direct challenge. A team that can't spend $100 to solve a client's problem isn't really a team, it's an administrative liability. So it's time for what I call the absence test. I want you to really think about this. If you went completely off the grid for 2 weeks, no phone, no email, what would actually happen? Could your team pay the bills and keep promises to your clients, or would everything just grind to a screeching halt? Now here's a tough question, but it's a necessary one. Is your need to control every single dollar really about being prudent with the finances, or is it about your ego? Because true empowerment means trusting your team not just with tasks, but with actual resources. And finally, let's talk about your real role. A truly institutional firm runs on systems, not on the heroic last-minute efforts of one person. So are you architecting that system?
Or are you just the most expensive bookkeeper in your own company?
So, to break that bottleneck, to finally escape that cage and build a truly durable platform, the path forward is crystal clear. Delegate the checkbook, define the limits, and verify the execution. That's how you build a firm that can scale far beyond you.